I've been offline, and I've spent that time doing some soul searching, thinking about the recent videos I've done about Cenk Uygur. And I'm thinking that maybe I've been a bit harsh with him, a bit unfair, a bit alarmist, because the bottom line is this guy truly cares about his country and about the policy positions he stands behind. And even though he's not perfect, I think maybe he can do some good. I think maybe he's the change we need, a guy who will go in there and fight for us. He's not going to be corrupted by corporate money. He's not going to take part in the status quo or believe in a policy of incrementalism. He's going to throw his weight around, and it's a lot of weight. You know, there's a trend that a lot of people are guilty of, and I include myself in that group, which is to exaggerate a person's shortcomings in an attempt to smear them and discredit them. And it's all done in bad faith, and it's all sensationalized, and it's done cynically to avoid talking about the real issues. Oh, and also, Cenk Uygur is in favor of bestiality.
It's just the way that they taught you. It's just the way that they taught you. It's just the way they.
And I saw Devin Tracy's video on this. Like, yeah, well, I hope he loses. It's like, why? I kind of hope he wins. I think it'd be funny. He's got no chance of winning. He's got no roots in the community that he's trying to represent. He doesn't have any interest in representing them. There's definitely a disconnect from the internet to real life. And Cenk's going to learn that the way I learned that.
So that was shocking. It was a bold statement. It was definitive. I said, Cenk Uygur is in favor of bestiality. Do you think I'm kidding? Would I kid on such a topic? I never kid about my bestiality. I'm going to show you a clip. You don't have to take my word for it. This is a full clip. It hasn't been edited. You get to see the origin of this thought. And what was that quote they said? Words that will live in infamy? No, it was a day. A day that will live in infamy was the day they bombed Pearl Harbor. This is a statement and a stance that should live in infamy as well. This is verbal Nagasaki. The man came out in favor of bestiality. I would think that is disqualifying from becoming a congressman. I mean, I know we live in crazy times, but I don't think he should be able to live this one down.
I have decided what that Boing Boing chick was doing. Mm-hmm. She was doing a jaywalking of bestiality.
Yeah, you know, like, there's bestiality and then there's bestiality. So there's a jaywalking equivalent of bestiality. Now, is he talking about petting a cat? Technically, you're touching. No, we're not talking about that. We're in a whole different stratosphere. He's talking about pleasuring and giving an orgasm to an animal, namely a horse. Of course, a horse.
Like, yeah, it might technically be a crime, but let's not waste the court's time on jaywalk.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
But here comes the controversial part, the part I shouldn't say. I believe that if I were the benevolent dictator of the world, I would legalize bestiality where you are giving, you are pleasuring the animal.
Houston, we have a problem. Wow. Cenk. Big. That was big.
I would legalize bestiality where you are giving, you are pleasuring the animal.
I mean, shit. What did JFK say? The only thing we have to fear is the grassy knoll? No, I'm mixing metaphors. JFK said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. He's not known for his stance on legalizing bestiality, oddly enough. I love how he got nuanced, where he looked up into the air and he thought, I've got to get this right. I want to nail this. We are recording. This is streaming. I'm in favor of legalizing bestiality when, I got to stick the landing here, when you're giving. Okay, so let's analyze what the hell he's talking about before we see Anna's reaction, which is priceless. He's saying it's not that big of a deal if you're pleasuring the horse, because then it's kind of victimless. I mean, you're giving pleasure. Apparently for Cenk, it crosses the line if you force an animal to pleasure you. As in, fuck you or perform oral sex on you? Well, if that's the case, then I don't know what I'm doing with 10 jars of peanut butter in my closet, because my dog seems to enjoy our little episodes, but apparently that's off the table now. I mean, and by the way, he's not joking. He's saying this dead serious. So I don't know what we can do for the guy. Let's review. He wants to be a congressman representing the state of California, and he's trying to do it in a purple district, but forget red, blue, and purple. Is it a pro-bestiality district? I know there's some shit kickers in Central California, but the Valley is not that backward. And the Valley, and some of his district, is the porn capital of the world. But that's the human porn capital of the world, which is a big difference. So you might have better luck campaigning on a bestiality platform out in Georgia, but in California, we frown upon it.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. Now why? Why did that?
Okay. Anna just looked at the camera like she was Jim from The American Office. She broke the fourth wall. Look at her. She's like, what am I doing? She's like, I came to this company, I interned for this fat ogre, but now I'm sitting here entertaining his utter perversion. And by the way, there's a long-standing history of bestiality in the world. Hey, guys, did you know what word I said? I wonder how many of you know what word I just said. That's interesting. So we heard an audible reaction from the people in the studio, laughing and gasping. And the quizzical look on Anna's face is one which suggests, what the fuck is this guy thinking? Again, not joking, there was no setup, there's no punchline. This is an actual position he's taking on bestiality. And I would recommend anyone, again, if you go to one of his rallies, if you're in a chat room, or if you come across him in the street, ask him to clarify his position on bestiality. Because whenever Cenk is talking about bestiality, that's a win for us. It's a win for Christy Smith, it's a win for democracy.
Okay. Okay. Now why? Why did that happen? It's the dumbest thing I've said.
It really is the dumbest thing you said. But
No, I'll tell you why.
Yeah, save it, Cenk. They think it's the dumbest thing you've ever said. Now, before in other videos, I've said, anytime Keek mentions sex, in any context, like he said the word vagina the other day, and I'm still feeling the echoes of that. I have generational trauma from hearing this man say the word vagina. But just watching this man discuss sexuality is a truly traumatizing experience, only to be upstaged by listening to him talk about sexuality with animals, contemplating it, thinking of the moral ramifications of it. I hope I don't have to explain to you why it's not kosher to fuck animals or to give pleasure to animals. By that philosophy, if you rape a woman, but you make her orgasm, then it's like jaywalking. It's not a big deal. Maybe a slap on the wrist, but I mean, you gave pleasure. It is an abomination, Keek. I know that only the Sith deal in absolutes, but my position on bestiality is absolute. Not a lot of wiggle room, which oddly enough is the same situation in a horse's ass.
No, I'll tell you why. Because so there's was the case that we covered where there was a guy or a girl or something that was pleasuring a horse, and the horse came to a conclusion, right? So who got harmed?
you know that
Holy God. The horse came to a conclusion, so who got harmed? That is the software running on that Turkish brain. This is a man who wants to lead us. He wants to sit in Congress and use that same brain to spend our money.
you know that people who are okay, look, not to be a downer about what you're saying, because what you're saying sounds kind of funny, but a lot of
Yeah, everyone's laughing. It's a riot. The cameraman is looking over at the producers going, is this even, where are we? What is happening?
people who are being raped can actually have an orgasm.
I know.
So if a guy is being raped, he can have an orgasm. You can't
All right,
say,
well,
oh,
number
okay,
one-
if you come, that means you wanted it. That's not the right way to go.
Anna acting like the responsible adult in the room. I mean, how great is this clip? This clip has to rise to the top of his lowlights. I mean, anytime Cenk is brought up, the correct response to him is, you are in favor of sucking a horse's dick.
But number one, you're being an unbelievable downer.
I am, but that's the truth.
Number two,
Yeah, don't spoil the party. I mean, come on, a little interspecies fun? What?
they're not both humans. Number three,
Yes, them not being both humans is kind of the problem, Keek. Did that just sail over your head? Atheism was a mistake.
I mean, if you really asked the horse, did you mind? The answer's got to be no.
Oh God, did you hear the forced laughter from Cenk's employees? Hey, our creepy, perverted boss is making a joke about how a horse would sound if he were to say, hey, do you mind? No. Yeah, that's a riot, dude. You might want to work on this material. I'm not sure if we have a solid 50 minutes for a Netflix special quite yet.
You see what I'm saying? No.
This is such an awkward conversation.
It is.
Yes, any conversation with kink and sexuality becomes awkward for obvious reasons.
This is such an awkward conversation.
It is. All
yeah.
right, I'm going to leave it be. Okay?
If only you could leave it be, Keek, because a handful of years later, much like a horse's erection, it has arisen yet again. And this video is throbbing, and it is veiny, and it is pulsating with life. I mean, Sargon ran for shit, and he was trying to defend his rape tweet, which was a little bit cringe. At least Sargon never said anything about fucking horses. Okay, but the beautiful thing is, this is not the only time Keek has talked about bestiality. The man's all about it. It's one of his favorite topics. You don't believe me? Let's watch.
Are we talking about bestiality?
You know what we were doing with the animals down there, right?
Look, I like donkeys, okay? And they seem to have a good time. So get off my back. No.
I hear you, brother. I mean, when in Rome, or when in wherever. When in the proximity of donkeys, basically. I mean, get off my back. Life is tough. Man, sometimes it's lonely, you know. The women of Miami, or whatever city I'm in, have denied me, and I'm in need of a warm body. Love is love, people. Love is love. What have we learned from the LGBTQers? We've learned that love is blind. So for some, they like to blindfold themselves and play a game of pin the tail on the donkey. What I do is similar to that, but it's just there's more pleasure involved for everyone. I mean, Cenk has very interesting positions on
Horse sex.
There was somebody who had sex with a pit bull. That seems like a really bad idea.
I mean, the man does have limits. I mean, that's just common sense. I mean, a pit bull is a pit bull. A horse, it's more of a toss-up.
Yes, of course, bestiality should be illegal. Yes, of course, bestiality should be illegal.
That was weird. That almost looked like an audio edit. I'm not sure. Were you saying legal or illegal?
Yes, of course, bestiality should be illegal.
Seatbelt sign is on.
Lawful.
Seatbelt sign.
Bestiality should be illegal.
Okay. Legal. Fasten. Illegal. Fasten your seat. Legal. Sir?
Okay, but the guy who takes the cake was a guy who was caught when he accidentally asphyxiated a family goat during a sex act. Okay, now...
I mean, before Cenk came to his opinion about legalizing forms of bestiality, he reviewed everything. I mean, goat sex, donkey sex, horse sex, pit bull sex. This is not his first rodeo.
I don't know what that is, but apparently you're allowed to have sex with animals. Bestiality. Good for them, okay?
Okay. Legal.
Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.
A Swedish man got caught having sex with sheep.
We don't know. Maybe the sheep liked it.
It's raining outside. Sorry about that. I can't control the elements. I'm not in a studio. I'm in my apartment. Anyway, yeah, Cenk, it's a great point. We need to consider the sheep. So often people just are very draconian with their stance on animal sex. And I think it's very brave for Cenk to consider the other side.
And come on, let's for a second enjoy the picture of that sheep. There's a Swedish man behind me.
By the way,
Fasten. Illegal. Fasten your seat. Legal. Sir?
That horse was so pretty. It was just so pretty I had to go back again. Couldn't resist it. I love that little pretty little horse.
That wasn't a word. You're not saying a word there.
This is a word.
That's not.
Oh, giddy up. Did you fuck any horses this week?
That's the guy who fucked the horse.
You know how there's a horse whisperer, right? That guy's a horse fucker. That's a horse fucker.
That's nasty.
Watch more clips at theyoungturks.com.
I love the idea of like a horse being like, come here, big guy.
Yeah. So there's this great story, okay?
I would say that Cenk has spent an alarming amount of time considering horse sex. As for myself, I had one unfortunate rabbit hole experience. That sounded bad. Where I lost my innocence, and I typed in a few keywords I probably shouldn't have, and then curiosity got the better of me, and it's alarming what's going on the internet. Okay, but let's get real for a second. I had a little fun with the editing here, but that first clip was untouched. That's actually Cenk's actual position on what he thinks is a passable form of bestiality. This has to be a central point as to why this man should not be a congressperson. Now, I'm against his policies. I think he's personally shit. I think ethically he's a joke. I think he's corrupt himself, a liar, a hypocrite, a racist. So there's all that. But on top of that, he's pro-horse fucking. And the California 25th District, this runoff election, it must be a referendum on horse fucking. Will you please help me make it so? Didn't Captain Picard say that? Make it so. Yeah, well, I'm bald, he's bald. We both want you to make it so. Because California is where I'm from, California is important, Congress is important, California has the 3rd biggest economy in the universe. All of that's true. If you would like for me to keep abreast of Cenk's preoccupation with animal sex, please feel free to donate to my Patreon, or PayPal, or Subscribestar. This is what I do, this is why I do it. It's not just for the shits and giggles. I'm happy and honored to play a small role in your life and to make these little videos for you, and I appreciate the support. To all the patrons out there, you guys, I cannot thank you enough. And for all the people that have yet to support me with even a tip, just even like a little something, I cannot thank you at all, because I have literally no reason to thank you. So there's that. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you. And now I'm trapped in the vortex of not knowing how to get out of a video. And when I find myself in that position, what I tend to like to do is just to cut.
Let's see how close you can get to me. Get to me. Without placing your hands on my body. How close will you get to me? Don't let it get to me. Get to me.
If you like this channel and what Devin provides for you,
it's just the way they
if you like this channel and what Devin provides for you,